Hey there, what's going on, fellas? How's your Thursday morning doing? Hopefully your Thursday's off to a good start. Appreciate you guys hanging out, enjoying our sports and some sports betting talk as well. Let's make sure we, of course, recap yesterday, then dive on into Thursday Night Football. You've got the Bengals and Ravens in action today on Thursday Night Football. But again, before we do that, we want to make sure we go ahead and recap yesterday. 6 NBA bets yesterday, the dreaded reverse sweep, as all 6 of those bets lost. The only one I was remotely closely following was the Bucks and the Raptors. That was one of the earlier plays in the day. Raptors jump out to the 8-2 lead in the first quarter and then allow the Bucks to go on a 17-0 run. The next time I checked, it was 19-8. One of those, your head's shaking your head. You don't believe that happened. But yeah, sure enough, the Bucks go on one hell of a run and they end up winning the first quarter. And then after that, I was a little frustrated. I was a little pissed. So I don't know how the other bets unfolded, other than losing all 6 of them in totality. So that's it for me on the NBA. No more NBA. I've gone 0-6 before, whether that's in soccer or whether that's in NFL. And the difference is, at least I enjoy those sports. I may obviously going to be equally as pissed, going 0-6 in the NBA, just like going 0-6 in soccer, but I get entertainment out of soccer. I get entertainment out of NFL and tennis and what have you, and even baseball. I get no entertainment out of the NBA. It's something I could give 2 shits about. So that's it on the NBA. No mas on the NBA from me. So, all right, with that being said, we'll head on into the comment section, see what you guys are up on a Thursday morning, and then head on into Thursday Night Football. Morning, Corey. Realize I don't have my light on. Let's get a little light on the subject here. There we go. There's a little light on there. Now you can see that 0-6 a little bit better. What's going on with the beat down alley? Yeah, got my ass kicked. I'm so pissed. And then you just add in the fact that you just don't give 2 shits about the NBA. I'm really pissed. Really pissed. I like that. Let's get back on the wagon. Let's get back on it. Morning, Tim. Good morning, my man. Morning, Legit. Yeah, we need a Nerfy pick today. Next shirt. Let's go. I wish we had one. Well, what are the odds, Legit? Let's do a little thing here. Let's see what the odds are on the equivalent to the Nerfy in NFL is. What's going to be the result of the first drive in the NFL? Let's just see what the punt odds are. I love playing that prop. So the Bengals, the Ravens to have a punt on their first drive is plus 130. Damn, plus 130 to have a punt on the first drive. The Bengals to have a punt is plus 110. Shit, I may have to reach out. We'll get through the show and then remind me. Let's circle back and see what these teams are doing on their respective first drives. But both of those being at plus money, I don't know. Both of those being at plus money, I have to look at that a little bit closer. I didn't obviously look at that prop in any of the research I did yesterday or today, but I have to circle back on that. Dejent, maybe we're feeling a little Nerfy action, the equivalent there in baseball or in football. Let's go. What's up, Brian? Morning, man. Yeah, I was pretty heated yesterday, man. I just, you're going to lose units, but at least lose units in, something that, you enjoy and that you're a little passionate about, soccer, football, what have you. Bengals getting a dub in primetime, but are they staying under, Brian? Are we staying under the 46 points is being offered right now at the sports books? That is the question. Lots of head-to-heads go both ways. Didn't really feel comfortable about that. What I do feel comfortable about is letting you guys know on some trends that are happening in tonight's game. Good morning, Bill. You can see right over my or your left-hand side of your screen some of the most noticeable things that if you're into the player prop market, how might this game go from a player prop perspective? Again, you can see it there on your left-hand side of your screen. I take those, and what bets do I like to formulate out of the information there on the left-hand side? Well, that's what I'm going to go ahead and roll with, those 3 bets. I settled on Lamar Jackson. You can see there how the Bengals are really poor in defending running overall. I mean, allowing 5 yards per carry, second worst in the NFL. The thing is with the running backs, though, like, is it going to be Gus Edwards? Is it going to be Mitchell? Do they sprinkle in Justice Hill a little bit? You just can't guarantee who's going to be on the field due to the running back rotation, when they dial up running plays. But at least when they dial up, QB draws, QB, runs, it's going to be Lamar Jackson. So that's why I settled on Lamar Jackson as opposed to a running back. And obviously you get the benefit there of when a pass play breaks down, he can obviously scramble for some rushing yards as well. So go ahead and give me Lamar Jackson over 45.5 rushing yards. I'll take Tanner Hudson, the tight end there for the Cincinnati Bengals. Even though maybe he has gone over this number, you can see that the Ravens are allowing the 4th least production to the tight end position. So I'll take Tanner Hudson to go under 22.5 yards. And then the Bengals kicker. Over 1.5 field goals, plus 120. You can look at this information there again on your left-hand side about how teams obviously kick a lot of field goals, and it plays hand in hand with the Ravens' strength of getting in the red zone from an opponent's standpoint and then having to settle for a field goal. What is that, damn near 65, roughly speaking, 65% of the time. You're not getting a touchdown in the Ravens' red zone, and you're settling for either a turnover on downs, or a field goal. I'll take Evan McPherson of the Bengals over 1.5 field goals at plus 120. All right, let's look up the gent. Let's go ahead and see what do these two teams do on the first drive. Getting both of these at plus money. Going to be a shootout. Ryan's not on the primetime under. Not for Ryan. No. Give him the over 47. Yeah, you look up the head-to-head, and this series has had some high-scoring affairs, so I hear you. Brian's also going to be on the over. Man, I thought that Monday night game was going over because so many people were on the were on the Broncos. So if you thought the Broncos were going to be successful, most people then obviously thought the Bills could pick it up at home, right? It's where their strength are. I would have thought that. Burrow's rushing yards, I gave that one a good, strong consideration. Settled, obviously, on Lamar Jackson because at least they're going to dial up plays for Lamar Jackson. If you're going to do him, yeah, you go under. I agree. You do take Burrow under if you're considering that one for sure. I'm also going to kick up a risk-free parlay while we're sitting here as well. Same game parlay over on BetMGM. Bet $25, lose the parlay, get your $25 back in a free roll. So I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that promo while we're hanging out. First, I want to look at this, how do the teams perform on the first drive, and then we will circle back through and get a look there at the same game parlay that my intention was to make it right here on the show. So let's do that. I'm looking up the Bengals first, just going to all of their games and, just looking it up. So let's see what we got here. They've had one bye, so they've, of course, only played 9 NFL games. Let's jot this down. Let's not rely on the memory at 10 a.m. on a Thursday morning. Let's actually jot this down. So hold on here. All right, see what the Bengals did. And they've already gone up against the Ravens this year, which that game went over, as I'm sure everybody knows that is taking a stab at the over tonight. That was a 27-24 game. Bengals, in the first game of the year, started off with a punt. All right. I'll put one down in the punt column. Let's see what they did against the Ravens when they started this game off. They started off with a punt on their first drive. Let's see what they did against the Rams on their first drive. Missed a field goal, so not a punt. So 2 of 3. See what they did up against the Titans. They kicked a field goal. Their only points of the game came in the first drive of the game. So 2 and 2. They got a touchdown on their first drive against the Cardinals. Cardinals are awful. Or at least they were certainly back then. They got a touchdown on their first drive against the Seahawks. So now we are all of a sudden 2 and 4. Against the 49ers, they got a touchdown on their first drive. Coming out really well on their first drive. Of course, they got a touchdown against the Bills. Remember that. That was painful enough to remember. They got a touchdown against the Texans. This is a team that comes out really well. Unless the Ravens are just outstanding from a defensive standpoint, I am not going to take a chance on the Bengals punting on their first drive. Way too much success. Only 2 punts in their first 9 games. 9 games, they've only had 2 punts. And to be fair, both of those were in the first 2 games. And then they've gotten results in their next 7 on the first drive. And again, with that field goal as well. So, all right, I'm going to see what the Ravens defense does on the first drive. This has got to be stellar, damn near perfect to take a stab at this. Let's see. Pulling up the Ravens game. They have not had a bye, so we're going to get the full 10-game look here of what they've been doing. All right. Against the Texans turned it over. Turned it over on downs. Whereas ball was almost at midfield in their own territory, and they went for it. Okay. Interesting strategy. Colts punted it, so there's 1 punt. Browns punted. Let me write this down again. The two of 3. Steelers punted it, 3 of 4. Love it. Titans kicked a field goal, 3 of 5. Lions punted. Love that. Good offense. coming out. Can't do shit. Seahawks punted. Love that. And then what the Browns do this past week. They threw... oh, no, that would have been the Ravens that threw the pick six. Oh, no, that's Deshaun Watson threw the pick six. So the first play ended an interception. So only 5. Probably not going to do that. Probably not going to take that, but too much success there for that offense to go ahead and do that one. Let's cook up this same game parlay. Let's cook it up. Let's go ahead and do on Boyd and Anytime Tutty. I hear you. All right, I'm going to cook it up, basically using some plays that I didn't. I'm going to take Mark Andrews over. Bengals allowing the 3rd most points to the tight end position. So I'm going to log into BetMGM. It's bet $25. I think I showed here we've got what, 20? We got 25? Yeah, we got 20. We got plenty. We got 26.55. So we can put the whole $25 on it, still have a little bit left over and see what happens. I'm going to also do probably go to Lamar Jackson to get a touchdown too. Can't ignore that production. So, all right. Not going to mess around with an over or an under. I do like the Ravens to score to win the game, but not going to mess around with that here. So I'm going to say Lamar Jackson gets a tutty. I think Mark Andrews is also going to get one. Man, they're struggling versus the tight end, so I am going to find Mark Andrews and go over his receiving. Play it safe. His real number is 58.5. I'll do 50. Drop it down just a touch. Drop it down 8 yards. What other of these angles do I want to play? Bengals allow. Ravens. You know, I thought about taking Joe Burrow under 200 and I think it was like 227. I think, or no, 257. What the hell was that number? I thought it was 257. The only unfortunate thing on MGM is you can't take unders in the same game parlay. It really irritates me how you can't take unders. I want to fade Burrow. Yeah, you can't take unders. That's quite annoying. Team touchdowns. All right, let's see if we can get a first quarter angle in here. Let me look that up real quick. I got all that stuff saved. Let me get one more pick in here. Something around first half, first quarter-ish. Something around there. So let me look this up. I'll go first half. Let's see. Baltimore, 15.2 points scored. It's 15.2 at home. That's interesting. Bengals are... Where the hell are they? There they are. 10.2 drops to 8.5 on the road. That's what you would expect. That's more in line of what you expect, home and away performance. Let's see what we do from a defensive standpoint. Wow, number 1 defense in the NFL. Baltimore Ravens in the first half, only allowing 5.4 points overall. Basically the same thing at home. It's 5.6. You look at the Bengals, they allow 11.6, and when they go on the road, it jumps to 14.5. What's the first half spread? I'll take it. Sign me up. I'll take the first half spread. Ravens, no, I don't need points. I don't need plus. I'll take full game is, yeah, there we go. I'll just take them to win the first half, and it goes from plus 625 to plus 800. I like it. I'll use my insurance token, of course. We'll slap $25 on it. I'm going to go ahead and do Lamar Jackson anytime touchdown. I'm also going to do Mark Andrews anytime touchdown. I'm going to go ahead and do Mark Andrews 50-plus receiving yards, and I'll take the Ravens to have any amount of lead when the game gets to halftime. All right. Don't want to go 0-3 tonight. Don't want to lose the same game parlay, but at least putting my money in stuff that I'm interested and care about. So there we go. There is the 4-legged parlay with the insurance. Get a $25 free bet if your wager loses. I ain't losing. I like it. Hitting all those key stats over there on the left-hand side. That's how I'm rolling Thursday Night Football, boys. All right. Let's see what we got here. Argentina versus Uruguay. Both teams will score plus 102. I looked at the Europe qualifiers. I didn't look at South America, but I did take some time and look up. Let's see what we got here. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last 7 head-to-heads, you'd have 6 losses in the last 7 head-to-heads. Yeah, I can't. That's not a bet I can get on. Not saying it won't hit. It's at plus money. There's a reason it's at plus money. It's lost in 6 of the last 7 head-to-head. There's no chance I can ride on that bet. And then if you want to look at Argentina, they've had that bet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the last 8 Argentina matches, that bet has lost in all 8. So you've lost in 6 of the last 7 head-to-heads. You've lost that bet in all 8 of Argentina's last 8 matches. There's no way I can get on that bet. No way. Which team is going to overpay for Blake Snell this offseason? I love that question. I do love that question. God damn, he had a hell of a year. But yeah, somebody's going to overpay for him. That's the nature of what happens when you win awards and what have you. Yeah, that's actually pretty funny. It'll be the Yankees. You know they're going to want to make some big splash. They're not going to make a big splash by firing Aaron Boone, so they need to make a splash from a player acquisition. They're not going to be able to get the I think you pronounce it Yamamoto. If I've heard that name right, the Japanese pitcher. He ain't coming to New York. Homeboy here for the Thunder, double plus 310, and sniffed that in the last game when I made a same game parlay. Only had 7 rebounds and 9 points. Didn't come anywhere near that. Not that he can't tonight. Uruguay is coached by old Leeds coach. Yeah. That is the old Leeds coach. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, there you go. Blake Snell to Philly. That's what you need. You don't need your top 2 pitchers both being right-handers. Top 2 pitchers can be a righty and a lefty. Now you're talking. All right, hold on here, Adrian. I bet you would have thought Brazil would have scored against Uruguay based on your bet today. Brazil didn't score on Uruguay. Cuba didn't score on Uruguay. Yeah, I can't get on that bet. Too many, not enough hit rate for my liking to even take a stab at plus money. If it was closer, but you're talking all 8 have been losers. 6 of the 7 head-to-heads have been losers. It's not even close for my liking. Good luck, Adrian. Hope it hits, man. Yankees going to trade Garrett Cole for their big splash. No chance. That's their best player by far. You don't trade your best player. What they're going to have to do is, and you've heard it on a couple of shows, they're going to have to do what Boston Red Sox did with David Price, is trade away a talented young player, a la Mookie Betts is what they did, and they just attached on David Price to get rid of, to dump him. That's what they did. And they had to move a quality young player. Mookie Betts would do it. If the Yankees want to do something like that to Stanton, they're going to have to part with one of their good young players. That's holding the team back. It's killing the roster spot. It makes them so weak every game. It's a sore spot on their roster for sure. Cole's only got a year left. He'll re-up. I can't see them losing their best player. And that's on offense and pitching. That's their best player. I can't see that, man. I can't see them trading Cole. A's are headed to Vegas. Yeah, did you guys see some of the images of the new stadium? Check these suckers out. Check these bad boys out. Let's see if I can find it here. Here we go. Check out these things. DraftKings tweeted them. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those renderings. Like, that looks like Vegas, right? Come, be entertained, have a good time. Don't give a shit what happens on the field. We just want to entertain you throughout the 9 innings. Like, that looks amazing. I want to go watch a game. Like, no wonder they're leaving Oakland for these. Like, those renderings look crazy. That looks that's like quality stuff right there. Now, yeah. All right, boys. Anything else? That's how I'm rolling today. On a little Thursday night football. Bengals, Ravens, 3-player props, and a risk-free same game parlay. Come on back for tomorrow's show. I am going to go ahead and give away some soccer bets. I just feel like I'm going to give them out tomorrow, whether they haven't moved or have moved. I want to get ahead of the weekend Premier League, then the following weekend. So I'm going to roll out a few Premier League bets next weekend. And, of course, we got NFL week number 12 and our last chance to hang out before the holiday season tomorrow. So look forward to doing that with you guys and wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving then tomorrow. All right, boys, go enjoy your day. Let's enjoy Ravens versus Bengals and see you guys tomorrow.